Everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is Christy here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is for the week of September 12th to September 19th. Scorpio, please be sure to check out your Moon and Rising sign readings in addition to your Sun sign reading for more clarity for the week. I'll be using the Medicine Card Tarot for your main spread today, and then as always drawing additional cards from each of the Healing with the Angels Tarot and the Wisdom of the Oracle Tarot. So we're looking at general issues for you this week, and whatever is most prominent for you in your life this week, I encourage you to take these messages and apply them to, and hopefully you find them helpful and healing. So Scorpio, what do you need to know this week? Sweet. So right off the bat, I just want to apologize for the glare. I normally read in the day and my schedule changed. So I have to read these at night this week, and I will try to make sure I read in the day from now on, just because this glare is a bit much. So I'm really sorry. Okay, let's put it down here. That helps a little. Okay. So Scorpio, just to get a little snapshot of what's going on with all of these cards together, basically the first thing that I'm seeing here is that you're able to see through something. Something isn't tripping you up anymore. You're really determined with regard to a plan that you have. You could be sharing it with other people, but very likely you're keeping it as a secret, or you're keeping it undercover, or it's very important for you to just share it with a few select people. This has come about for you in terms of action this week because of something that you have made a decision on. Like, you know exactly where you need to go, what you need to do, who you need to talk to, because you've made a plan, and this is the plan in action. And the whole point of this week in particular for you with regard to this plan or making a decision around something is cleansing. You're really getting rid of something, washing something away. Probably psychological, mental, emotional, but it very well could just as easily be sort of a body cleansing if that's what's going on in your life as well. If this is a relationship or a job or a move or a travel issue, that could be what's going on as well for you, depending on what's going on in your week, Scorpio. So maybe you just need to, wash this relationship out of your life, for example, if you've left a relationship. So again, whatever is most prominent to you this week, this is what it is speaking to. And then, of course, we're looking at issues of really raising your vibration. Like, you understand what it's like to feel amazing. You understand what it's like to be at peak performance for you, or at peak ability for you, and this is going to be a huge influence to the week for you. We're looking at issues of self-esteem and helping yourself out. You're really taking care of yourself. You're really looking at this week through the lens of, how do I feel about myself? Not so much How do other people perceive me? Do other people like me? What's my relationship with other people? This isn't going to be as huge of a concern, if at all, for you this week. What I see is you paying attention to yourself. What do I think of me? How do I like myself? What do I expect from myself? That type of theme is what's going on here. So really beautiful. I mean, and that's the point of power, right? This is personal power. Is what do you think of yourself? Who do you want to be? Regardless of the crowd, okay? Regardless of your parents and the rest of it. So really beautiful to see here. I really see you taking a great deal of action toward your own goals and your own well-being. So let's look at these one by one. Of course, we have links in your current position. This represents you this week. I hope you can see this little guy. So the first thing I want to draw attention to is the fact that he's kind of looking past you, but also right through you. And because this is in your central position, this is you this week. Like nothing's going to get by you. And this, again, on any level, this is emotional, psychological, even spiritual. Like you're going to be able to grasp things really easily that were maybe out of reach to you before, but all the same, nothing's going to get past you and you're going to feel really, really in tune. So Lynx's keyword is secrets, in fact. So again, this isn't about you necessarily sharing what you're doing with someone else, but this is you getting at your own secrets, right? If it were an influencer card, for example, to a central position, I might be reading it differently, but this is, I believe this is you looking through you, okay? As opposed to you just looking through everybody else, which is fine. You're probably already doing that anyway. You're Scorpio. You can see through everybody. This is you saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna look at me, not critically, okay? And not cruelly, and not just to pick on yourself, but to the point where you're like, who am I? What do I love about myself? What brings me the greatest joy, the greatest sense of self-esteem, the greatest ability to be myself, right? This is who you really want to be and who you really are. And you're going to be taking a very deep look at that this week, Scorpio, at least on one area or in one area or on one level of your life this week. In the influence to your current position is Beaver. And this is where I see you having worked hard to get to your current position. This is you putting plans in place and you've set everything out. I mean, this is meticulous, right? I mean, Beaver is meticulous. If one log or twig is out of place, that can upset the entire work that they've done. But everything is fitting, everything is in order here for you, and this is going to feel very natural for you. Another cool thing about Beaver being in the as the builder card is that it's natural. This probably feels very natural for you. You're drawn to something especially in terms of getting to your source, getting to who you really are, who you really want to be, what you love about yourself. This is you having done a lot of work before coming to terms with this. I mean, this is your current position, but you've had to have done a lot of work here, building yourself up to something, working yourself up to something here, and very meticulous and built to last. That's another avenue that comes with Builder and Beaver here, is whatever you're in process of is built to last. This is not a sand castle. This is something that you are going to be able to build upon or to draw upon in future experiences here. So a great deal of, I would say, concerted energy. Like you've put a lot of thought and time and effort into creating your current position, which is very much like getting to the root of something. You're getting deep here. Anytime we're looking at secrets, and like I said, particularly because this very likely has to do with you solely and not about another person or another group of people. This is you really facing yourself, confronting something about yourself. So this is very, very deep for you. And maybe you knew that you needed to do a little bit of work or get something in order or put something in place in order for you to dig deep. And I wouldn't be surprised, Scorpio, I'll be honest with you, anyone who's doing really strong energy work, and this, if it's a mental health issue, for example, I mean, I know personally, going for counseling or therapy, I mean, you have to be in the position to even accept that you're there to get help or that you're there to release something. This is what you are right now. You've already done all the work. You've already done that counseling. You've counseled yourself, as it were. Now you're like, oh, I've identified it. I'm going to face it. So really fantastic to see this here for you. And of course, with your probable outcome being cleansing. Frog is the cleansing card. This is you able to walk away from something that isn't working for you, or certainly if this is about you facing something about yourself that you'd rather not have in your life, this is about you literally getting rid of it. This is like the end of something for you. You're able to walk away from something because you've identified it and shed it or cleansed it away, as it were. It could be through this sort of type of waterfall for yourself, or it could even just be through tears, for heaven's sakes. But because we have frog very highly associated with water, there could be something having to do with the emotions as well, even if it is a body or mind or soul issue. It could very well be affecting your emotions, but in a very beautiful and cleansing way, of course. So this is really lovely. And of course, listen, whatever you're facing right now this week, you'll probably never have to go through again, because the beautiful thing is that you've identified it, and now you're going to face that demon. You're going to face that monster. It's no longer welcome in your life, or that theme or phase or feeling is no longer welcome in your life. But you can't just say, I don't want that anymore, and not identify it. The beautiful thing about this is it won't reappear because you're taking it to task. You're really showing it the door. You've put a face on it. You put a name on it, whatever this secret is for you, and you're ready to let it go. Or in terms of the secret, getting to the nitty gritty. What do I really need and want and believe about myself? And then shedding the rest of it, cleansing the rest of it from your life. And just beautiful. And I'm reading this the way I am, in conjunction with the general energy for the week. And of course, we have Moose, we have self-esteem here. This is where I see you not so much having to do with other people. This isn't about externalization. This isn't about validation from other people. You probably don't even care too much if anyone else likes you this week. They do. But this week is about you, and it's about your self-esteem. And this is where I'm reading, you've built something for yourself. You've created a space where you can get to the heart of a matter here, to the secret of something within you. Even if it's about drawing something out that you've always felt that you couldn't, get to, or you didn't put, for whatever reason, couldn't put the time in, or it wasn't the right time. All of this week has to do with your self-esteem. This is where I see you saying, no, I'm going to pay attention to this because I'm done. I'm over it. I don't want to keep re-experiencing this, because your self-esteem is so high. So this is absolutely beautiful to see for you. And like I said, with the cleansing here, you know what? It's next to impossible to cleanse something that you can't put a name on. You've put a name on it. You've identified it, and it's not getting away. And it could be very well through an emotional experience here. It depends on what you're cleansing, right? But ultimately, what's going on here for the week for you does come under the umbrella of self-esteem. So really beautiful to see this for you, Scorpio. And I really appreciate all the hard work that you're doing on yourself as well. I really truly believe that any individual effort toward healing and wellness and ascension consciousness and ascension health creates a ripple effect in the world. I believe in energy and vibration, and that's just the way it is. So anything that you're doing in your own life personally really does affect the rest of the world. And this is such a beautiful phase for you that I really appreciate you doing this. This is such a deep place to go, and it's for the right reasons. Like you want to take care of yourself because it's the right thing to do. You're not under pressure. No one's forcing you. So it's just hopefully going to turn out to into a beautiful week for you. Of course, we have playfulness in nature. I think once you're able to get to the source of something here, and you're doing it, the source of a secret for you, or the secret to what you'd like to bring, to the surface in your life about yourself under the umbrella of self-esteem. I think these are going to play very important parts in your week. Number one being nature. Again, forgive the glare there. Finding yourself in nature is very, very healing. So if this is part of your repertoire this week and you are doing some cleansing in your week, you might find yourself in nature or be called to experience nature this week and have a more profound experience or a newfound appreciation for nature in your life. And of course, playfulness. I mean, so many of us, when we go through this cleansing of anything, or we go through therapy or healing of any kind, we can get really serious about it. And that's definitely a way to do it. However, I see you just having fun or bringing fun and joy into the mix this week. And it could very well be that part of the self-esteem experience in the secret part of yourself, you know, the secret heart, the secret soul, has everything to do with joy and playfulness. Maybe this is what you've been avoiding or not paying attention to, or even afraid to get to the root of, or manifest in your everyday life for whatever reason. I just don't see that holding you up anymore. I just see you're able to express yourself more joyfully and more playfully. You could be even taking lessons from the critters in nature or nature herself, where there is a sense of impermanence but permanence, right? Playfulness and seriousness. Like these playfulness is on the, you know, the flip side of seriousness, right? So I think it's just about creating balance here. The natural part of yourself, or even a natural routine, or if this cleansing has to do with coming closer to nature or being more in tune with nature, you could find it a lot more joyful than you expected, or you could be doing it joyfully. In your treasure island, this is really quite stunning here, because this is where I'm seeing your treasures are within. This is also law of attraction in this deck. So of course we have the riches and the hearts and the stars, and the polarity between the mind and the emotions here. So a great deal of balance here this week. So you'll be developing this process through a great sense of balance. You're not going to be thrown off balance this week. And of course, one of the most ancient symbols for the actual universe is the tortoise. So you could feel something so divinely but ancient inspired. I hope that made sense. Something ancient and inspiring could really take your breath away this week, or really help you to cleanse something away. It could even be something, when we're dealing with law of attraction, of course, there could be issues of karma. So if that at all is playing in your heart or mind this week, you could be able to release an issue of karma for yourself, Scorpio. So really beautiful to see this. Just a lot of gorgeous cleansing, self-esteem. No one can get in your way. No one can get anything over you. A sense of playfulness, being in nature, or feeling really natural about this state that you're currently in. And of course, law of attraction. What are you bringing in? And then what are you exuding? All under the umbrella of self-esteem. Really beautiful, Scorpio. If you have a second, let me know how this works out for you this week. And if you're not already, you can subscribe to my channel, because I upload videos for your sign every single week. So until we meet next time, please take good care, and I will see you next week. Bye for now, Scorpio.